just want to go over the squat mechanics a little bit. And this is what I want you to use when you're squatting on your own. It's going to be a box, okay? Alright, the box height is going to be at a height that brings this point on your hip to this point. So you want this point just a little bit higher. Okay, to set this up, just go ahead and grab a box and take a seat. And you want to make sure that this position is a little bit higher than this. So if you see where my thumbs are for reference, see how it's a little bit lower? Okay, so just find a box that brings this point a little bit lower than this point, okay? Next is going to be your squat foot width. So I don't want the knees, I don't want them forward, I want them further back, okay? And I want you to set your feet in a comfortable position that lines up your knees directly over your toes, okay? And you want to kind of push your knees out here. So lean forward, take a big breath in, and lead with your hip on the way up. And then you'll reverse the process down by leaning over forward first at the hip, and keep your butt back as far as you can, just like that. Okay, you should feel a stretch in your inner thighs. That's completely normal. Okay, I'll show you what this looks like from the side. So we'll start from the bottom. Get your feet set so your knees are tracking over your toes. Okay, and you're gonna let your legs naturally turn out. Okay, and notice how the knees are not forward, they're not like this, okay? They're actually further back, and you should actually feel your heels on the ground. So from here, push your knees out, lean forward, you should feel a stretch in your adductors, take a big breath in, lead with your hips on the way up, and we'll try to reverse the process down, okay? By leaning over first, okay? And reaching your butt back this direction as far as you can. Okay? And that's how I want you to set up for your squats. Hey there, I'm just going to go over a movement error that has been popping up with your deadlifts lately, and I just want to kind of show you what I'm talking about when you drive your knees forward, okay? So, couple points to keep in mind. The scapula has to stay centrated over the bar, okay? My scapula is right here, okay? Now, if I keep my scapula centrated over the bar the whole time, my shoulders stay slightly in front of the bar. Okay, if I was to release my grip, release the tension, notice how it swings away from my body. Okay, so what tends to happen is the shoulders pull behind the bar, and this pushes the knees forward. And I'll just show you what that looks like without the plates on, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. So the bar needs to stay over the scapula, okay? Now what happens is, if the shoulders go behind the bar, notice how the knees come forward. Okay, and now the bar is no longer over the scapula. The only way that will happen is if the hips are back, okay? So, remember your cues about pushing your knees back to the wall, knees back, and now stay over the bar the entire time until you lock out. Then when you lock out, squeeze your butt and sit back. At the end of every deadlift, Whether you're doing it or not, I want you to squeeze your butt, sit your shoulders back, and finish the rep. Okay, to reiterate, drive with your knees off the floor. So you're going to push your knees to the back wall. At this point, you're going to keep your shoulders over the bar, in front of the bar. And then at the top, push your hips towards that wall and pull your shoulders behind the bar. All right, Susan, I hope this helps.